it's not better or worse. Which one helps you heading to death? You know, a lot of people do kids for this reason.
I don't believe that the hope of life after death in a religion or so adds any meaning. In the opposite, it subtracts meaning, because if you have a life after death, why live this life? Doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't provide meaning. It provides another setup.
Yeah,
I don't think that, okay, you will have to sit there in paradise or wherever and think again about the meaning of life.
My
gosh, we're sinister.
Yes, we're sinister.
Yeah, okay.
No, that's. I mean, then again, it's a lighthearted topic we're discussing here.
And that's the meaning of life at this moment.
Diana, cheers.
Cheers, with the ugly glasses.
With the fantastic glasses.
No, they're ugly, but doesn't matter.
I think they work fantastically with this wine, which is strictly less than 10 euros. So,
yeah.
Diana, after all the complicated topics, the highbrow topics we had last time, this time we thought we'd take it a bit easy, you know, on the entertaining note, with the meaning of life.
Yep.
And of course, the topic for us is the meaning of life, looking at it from a vantage point of a life that's basically half over, if you're honest. Yeah, isn't it the thing, life 50 plus?
Have you thought about the meaning of life when you were 40?
Yes, I did.
You did?
Yeah, because I read Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy that makes you think about all these
Yeah,
things.
but it's the anecdotal side, you know, like, okay, can we squeeze such a big question into... Okay, but otherwise, when you are alone and when you think about what you have done, what you have to do, and what's the meaning of life.
I'm German.
When you were
I'm German.
younger.
I read Nietzsche, obviously. So I thought about it. Does it make sense to get up every morning knowing that there is no purpose in life, in no sense, but maybe two different things: the meaning and the purpose and the sense. I don't know. And he, of course, says that's what it means to be superhuman: to have no purpose, to have no sense, to have no narrative, and still get up and do the shit that needs to be done every day.
No, but that's a different thing.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
I thought that's not our topic. Huh? So, but that's the way I thought about things. But you are here to lead me toward a different direction.
No, I'm not leading anybody anywhere. It's barely I can lead myself into this trip.
It's the human condition, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. I personally found out that I think about the meaning of life much more now.
Yeah.
Last 2-3 years. Is it because my son is growing and he will be leaving me at some point? And the 50s, and you sit there and say, okay, that was it? Okay, why I have done all this?
Yeah.
Why all this rush, all these efforts, all these investments in people, in jobs, in whatever, like your body, your face, etc. For what?
Your hair, not to forget your hair.
No, I don't want to invest a lot in my hair.
No, but I will never go to Turkey.
Yeah,
I made the point already, so the viewers of the channel know.
Okay, but you are doing this when you are 50, so it's not... you didn't do this when you were 40.
Because I had more hair then.
No, but that's not the question of that. You didn't approach, I don't think so, when you are 40, etc. You approach your physical
on a serious note, you're right.
In a different way.
Yeah, because it's just simply there. You don't have to take much care of it. It's just
because you still have hope, I would say, that it will remain as it is. I had hope.
Yeah, okay.
And but let's not deviate from the meaning of life, because I found out as well that I'm more and more thinking about this when I'm sad and down, and as I'm going through a lot of crises lately, I'm thinking more and more about this. And you know, there is a lot of door closing.
Yeah.
It's frightening to realize that, okay, I made a kid. Great kid, by the way. Excellent.
Fantastic. I know the man, well made.
Yeah. And I think he is, okay, more or less ready to go there and to meet the world.
Yes.
And that's it, actually. I don't think that buying an apartment or, I don't know, delivering a report or leading a team of X people, etc., it's something worth mentioning. So I was thinking, is it the fact that you are in your energy, let's put it like this, in different people's lives and heads and hearts.
Yeah.
But that's transitionary as well. It comes and it goes. It's you're there, you're not there. It's nothing that is. I haven't changed lives. I mean, I haven't figured something.
Well, you have created the life to begin with.
Yeah, but that's okay. That's done in at some point of time. It will be independent of me. I've done my job there.
Yeah, but the job doesn't lose its meaning just because it's done. I mean, I think that goes a bit too far. So I would say there are two things in here, if I may interject.
Sure.
And both, I think, are often mentioned in these discussions about the meaning of life. The first of all is this legacy idea that I leave something behind. And
do you really believe in this? That you leave something behind?
It's just something that's mentioned. I will reveal what I'm leaving in at the end of this, but let me mention what the discussion is. It's very often that...
Yeah, but no, it's about what you think. People can think whatever they want. Do you think that legacy is important?
The thing is, I'm a relativist, as you probably already know.
Answer my question. Do you believe in the legacy? Give me please 2 points. I will answer your question. So, I do believe that the meaning of life is not something that is predetermined. It is something that we have to create actively. So if for you, the legacy is something that you think creates the meaning of life, determines the meaning of your life, then so be it. Fantastic. Welcome to the legacy. If you believe that living life well in a hedonistic way is the thing, then you're welcome to do so. And if you believe that you need to be part of something that is larger than yourself, you're welcome to do so. We know this, that there are several options into defining
and
the
none
meaning
of them
of
is
life.
better or worse.
It's not better or worse. Which one helps you heading to death?
There's
sorry for being so...
No. That's exactly what we're talking about, because three things now. Now it morphs to three things. Because first of all, and just to make that point clear, from my personal vantage point, I don't believe that the hope of life after death in a religion or so adds any meaning. In the opposite, it subtracts meaning, because if you have a life after death, why live this life? Doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't provide meaning. It provides another setup.
Yeah,
I don't think that you will have to sit there in paradise or wherever and think again about the meaning of life, but in a different
then you're in God or whatever, and you don't think for yourself anymore because you're a hive mind. But this point has been made extensively ad nauseam in philosophy, so we don't need to go here, I think, because then again that's a moot point and it's being discussed to death already. My personal belief, and then again this is of course preliminary, is very simply that you have to live your life well to the best of your capabilities. You have to make an effort at living a good life.
I don't agree at all.
That's fantastic.
Because
good life. Just to go there. That of course has a hedonistic component. Live a life that you enjoy yourself. You know, live the life that you want to live. But it also has, because that alone doesn't give you any meaning. It's just one component to make you feel good, to do that other thing. Also try to live a life that does something that makes the world a bit better, for lack of a better word.
No, you sound like these pigeons. Like
I am German. Sorry, I'm idealistic. I apologize for my thing. No, I do believe that actually. I do believe you should live a life that when looking back, you're saying, I could be proud of that. I have achieved something. I have made the world a better place to a certain extent. I do actually believe that. I do believe that you will find meaning and sense in that when looking back. And actually in doing it too, because it's also one last thing. It's one thing everybody tells you, oh, when you die, you have to look back at your life. Sorry, I live now. I have to live my life now.
That's okay, but you know, I can say for myself that I have been totally messed up by my upbringing, which was a communistic one.
So was mine.
Yeah, but you have cool parents, I don't. And I was brought up with, you have to.
Yes.
You have to do this, you must do that. It's done in this way, in that way, etc.
That's the way things are.
Yes,
Yes.
and you have
Yes,
to.
yes.
There is a duty,
Yes.
and you stand in front of the duty, and
Yes.
there is no place for
So an external-
negotiating or whatever.
It's an external system that's basically being imposed upon you.
No, the external, and I have interiorized it, obviously,
Yes,
because it's a
yes.
super ego that became my ego, like my consciousness and
Yes.
everything.
Yes.
And then I made a lot of conscious efforts
Mm-hmm.
to go into the, okay, I have to do stuff, but I would like to do stuff as well.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And you see, even now, I'm not saying I want to do stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I say I would like to do stuff. Even my
Yes.
usage of the tense is not good enough. It's not good. So I think that we need to take into account while searching for the meaning of life and love as well, is what's the background? What you are trying to negotiate with? Is it the upbringing that tells you you have to, or the upbringing that tells you I don't care, whatever you do, it's all good or not good or whatever, or let's live our lives and as if there is no tomorrow, because there are this type of families as well.
Sure.
Yeah.
I heard that, yes.
And then you position your meaning of life into this, into the have I complied? Like this is
Was I a good boy, a good girl?
yeah, it's the legacy thing
Yes.
that am I good to the planet, to the people? It's because you have to, and nobody, never allowed you to be a bad person. Nobody nobody comes to you and tells you, you know what, you're allowed to behave badly. It's openly, or to be. Today you will be a bad person. We are all the time like hammered with this. We discussed this the last time, the identity topics. Am I a good person? So I'm probably not such a good person, but does it mean that my meaning of life is not worth it?
There's many things in here. I would say the first thing is the meaning of life an extrinsic or an intrinsic thing? I mean, is it something imposed upon you or something you find, first of all? Then second of all, and this is very interesting, you put it the way you put it, am I allowed to be that or that? If you believe it's an intrinsic thing, then what does Kant say? Because Kant kind of makes this whole circle and says, what should I want? Yes, you can want what you want, but what should you want? The second, I think, Kantian question that is, yeah, and which is also a very interesting thing. So, how does it come from, this meaning? Is it something given or something found? And if it's found in you, are you free to find whatever you want, or is there a feedback process on what's right and what's good?
It became too complicated. The first finding was that we think about the meaning of life when we are sad.
Yes.
And then we find ourselves in front of a wall. It doesn't matter if it's intrinsic, doesn't matter if it's legacy, etc., etc. You can crush all these theories because you are sad, because you are in a moment in your life. Oh, you lost a job, you lost somebody. You sit there and say, what is this all about? Why I'm doing all this?
Yeah.
End of the day, we will all die. So let's not. So the whole search of the meaning of life, especially when you undertake it, the moment you undertake it, for me, it's totally pointless. It's really 42.
Yeah, but is it? Because here's the thing. I think I have two things to say and a story to share. And it may also make my position a bit more clear, the position I come from. First of all, yes, it's true. You think about the meaning of life when you are sad or down or depressed. But it doesn't mean necessarily that you think about the meaning of life alone. That's not true.
I think it's a lonely
No.
exercise.
I can tell you how I come to think of it, and why I also think, and I hope this sheds some lights on this, that this overarching theory does make some sense, and it's not a 42. I disagree strongly with that.
With
strongly,
the 42?
with strong emphasis.
With the 42?
Yes, it's not 42, and it's not a catch-22 either.
Yeah.
Just to throw in some random numbers here. Because, I tell you a story. Sometimes, not sure if I shared it already, sometimes, some years, I live here in, just to make that transparent to people who don't know that, I live here in Sofia, Bulgaria. I'm German originally, from a very small country. In summer, very often, typically around the end of July, August, when summer is really hot and interesting, I drive with my car back to Germany, to homeland, to the village, to my parents' home. And very often, because the nights are just warm, and I would sit outside in the night with my dad, who is 75, and we would drink a non-alcoholic beer and look into the starry sky would be gorgeous because it's a deep country. And we would sit there and we would just talk, and I would talk with my dad. And I can tell you, my dad, being 75, looking back, not like us upon one half of his life, but something like 80% of his life or something like that, or at least 75, 3/4. He is extensively thinking about the meaning of his life and what he has left, whether he has lived a good life, whether he has left legacy, what he would do differently, and what this was all about. So it doesn't stop there. And yes, he's sometimes sad, I have to say that, because I believe for a number of reasons, there was the communism and he wasn't free, and there were all of his trains, he had a family and a mom to care for and all these things. He probably didn't live exactly his life as he would like to have lived it in retrospect. So he was forced to make a number of decisions that he maybe would have done otherwise. And he's thinking about these things. And yes, he is sad sometimes, but I am not. I'm thinking along with him. I'm trying, because he's my dad, I'm trying to follow his thoughts. And I'm trying to see myself, of course. Yeah, because I'm half my dad, obviously, one half my mom. So, and I see myself sitting there and thinking, okay, 25 years from now, what would I like to think about when sitting at the same place looking into this fantastic
Isn't it a problem
German
that you will have to
sky?
solve when you are 75?
No, it's a problem.
I think it's a problem
no.
for me now.
Yes.
It's a problem about now, and it's more projecting thing. It's not me looking back. I don't want to look myself at 75 and how to say, retroactively analyze what I've done and what I haven't done. I want to sit at 50 here, 52, and say to myself, okay, you need to more or less decide in what direction you will go. Because there are so many directions, and which one will namely prevent me from sitting at 75. I guess there will always be a part of sadness, because, as you said,
of course.
It's 80% of your life behind, and you're there, like, just not very. But at least looking joyfully and with a degree of satisfaction of what have I done. And obviously, and it's not at all against your dad, or because obviously there are so many things that we could have done, would have done differently, etc., etc. So that's for me the point, to choose wisely. Now. And that's why I started with this, because at 40, and it's a normal thing, 30, even less, probably 20, you have all these, then you go to an extreme or another, you are saving the world, or you don't care at all, you're black and white, or then you start to be gray and gray and gray.
Yeah, of course.
And then at 50, everything becomes so gray, so you have to because
I disagree.
This is good and that is
from
good.
the depth of my heart.
Every concept becomes very nuanced.
Yes, that's true.
That's the gray I'm referring to. It's not that, it's like, already that, okay, I've made this decision. It's probably good, but I see the weaknesses of this decision. And I understand that the things are not so extreme. And that's the grayness I'm talking about. It's not that, and then you have to again be back to your kind of puberty way of thinking and say, okay, that's my approach. That's good, that's bad.
Yeah, but can't we?
And reshape your
Yes,
but further fine tune.
I hear what you're saying, but here's my retort to that. It's true, and I give you that point. I grant you that point that everything becomes much more nuanced and much more grey. That you lose this ability to think in black and white. This is good, this is bad. Yeah, but just to make this example, and it's probably a current example. Yes, with 50, you would not have any longer, I hope, the moral outrage to glue yourself to a road to save the polar bears and the climate. But still, of course, with 50, you probably, after all this careful consideration and being grey and weighing this against the other, you think, well, we should probably save this planet. Would be a good idea not to have our children burn in the year 2050. So, you would take more measured action, of course, I hope, with a more cooler head. But I hope that you would take action, or at least support people to take action. I don't think
that saving the planet brings you psychological comfort.
Oh, it does to me. It does to me. I'm just saving the planet in a project and a CO2 sequestration project. And believe me, it makes me feel really good just thinking about this.
Okay, but I don't think that if you have to heal trauma or if you are psychologically unbalanced or distressed, etc., this is just alibi, I would say. I'm not saying not to do it.
Yeah.
Quite the opposite. We have to.
You have to.
And everybody in their level and participation and engagement. But I don't think that going to bed at night and you feel miserable and you say to I have a project that will save the planet will make you feel better. Does it make you feel better?
It does.
Okay.
Because then again, maybe it's my German idealistic soul problem. But then there is this two things that probably come back to this meaning of life idea. Some people, that includes me, are mission driven, or at least part of them is mission driven. So they want to achieve something, and you can call it a legacy. If you want. But then there also is this idea, and I think this is also an idea that's very often discussed within the meaning of life thing, is that you want to be part of something that is larger than you. And some people find that in religions, other people find it in philosophies or in art or whatever. But here you can actually be part of something that is not just larger than you, but that is larger than you and working for the good of the planet. So, I mean, what could be better than that?
As long as you know who you are.
Yes.
And I don't think that majority of people know who they are.
Yeah, but it's a separate problem, isn't it?
No, but you include yourself in a community without knowing who you are. There's a lot of fluidity into the concepts there. Like, are you part of the community of people saving the planet? Are you part of the community of successful business people? Are you part of the community of niche investors or stuff like this? So, or you want to feel good because you think that you haven't done enough good otherwise. It's, and I think that clarifying for yourself personally between you and you, it's not before stepping into the belonging.
Yes.
That helps you be even more efficient and productive, etc., into the community. But if you are going there to save your soul, I'm not saying you are doing this, but if you are like, okay, let me embrace this idea because it will help me to find meaning. You know, a lot of people do kids for this reason because they struggle to know what to do with themselves, and then suddenly you have this task at hand.
Yes. It's a default option.
Yeah,
basically.
and it's let's do kids because we want a prolongation of ourselves. We want somebody else to have the fights we didn't have and to struggle the battles we haven't had the courage to afford, etc. So that's part of a community as well of the frustrated parents. Okay. Well, I'm not, every parent is frustrated.
Obviously.
In a way or another.
Yes.
So, but yeah, it's the clarification piece that you do between you and you. And that's why I'm trying, at least into clarifying the meaning of life. I try to stay as far as possible from theories.
Okay.
From belongings. Like this like global, this is, as you rightfully mentioned, this is between me and me, Diana sitting in front of Diana and saying, okay, do you think that you know going forward how to behave?
Yes.
What you will believe in? Because that's a big question, by the way. You receive different slaps from life all the time.
Yeah.
Projects are sometimes not working, people dump you.
Which what we discussed already.
Yeah, you are fired or whatever. You try to lose weight or whatever. Doesn't work
Yes.
at all. So, and then you decide, you sit in front of yourself and you decide, will I still be a believer? Or I will become a cynical person. So that's for me a meaning of, will I still give credit to life, to people, will I have faith? That's a meaning of life, having faith in the fact that things happen in the way they should happen.
Yeah.
It's kind of outsourcing the control a little bit, probably. I don't know. But for me, the individual clarification, I'm very harsh on myself with this. And I'm not letting theoretical or other people's views influence me. It's not because Kant and or Nietzsche, my son's favorite right now. It's like
it's the favorite
Bomba.
Of every 16-year-old. I mean, that's just the Nietzsche. You read them when you're...
And it's like, or whoever. Yes. I don't want them to blur my mind because that's the thing I'm absolutely confident in, that my mind will make the triage.
There's two things I want to say. The first thing is, and I wholeheartedly agree here, that you should know who you are, know thyself. I mean, there's a reason why this is being written on the walls of the Apollo temple, I think, in the Oracle of Delphi thing, in Sparta in Greece. And that was 2,500 years ago. So people knew that already quite a while. And this brings me to the second thing. Is theory... Is Kant and Nietzsche, whatever, is that really that useless? Because
no, it's not useless when you try to develop intellectually.
I need a framework in my head, and
why?
Because I can't. Then again, maybe I'm too German, but I can't, and I know I'm not getting tired of mentioning it. But so I like to think in a structured way about things.
And the German thing is neither a curse nor.
It's a tool. It is a tool. It is just a tool.
Yeah, but the fact that you are born somewhere, receive the culture at some point, an education, doesn't define you. I never say I'm Bulgarian.
No, but it gives you a flavor. It gives you a flavor.
No,
it gives you a background.
With you,
There's
it
a cultural
defines
background.
you.
There is a cultural background.
You are bragging about this in a way like, I'm German. So what? Why do you need a framework to decide? These are very simple things, actually.
Because we are dwarves standing on the shoulders of giants. I mean, I'm a dwarf intellectually, but I'm standing on the shoulders of giants. And
that's what religion does.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's probably different giants, but it's still like, and I think that you accumulate knowledge, you read, etc., and then you throw this all away, and you trust your mind that they will, it will make without referring to this one, that one, etc.
I agree to that, but you have to have read it first.
Yeah, okay, but then forget it, and for me, it lays down into me. Like I read this, I don't even try to remember or pay attention, etc. I trust my memory. I trust my little soul, like, before there was positioning your soul somewhere. I was so disappointed when in psychology they told us it's all electricity, chemistry.
Yes.
I was so much... I have this romantic vision of us being, and I still have it, having this little energy that it's only ours, and it's not the wired thing in our brains. But anyway.
Version property, I mean, what's wrong with that?
But yeah, it doesn't matter. But I still trust this little Diana in me, little big, I don't know, big fluid, whatever, that will be able to select what's wrong and what's right. And to retain what's relevant for me into everything that I have read. People have seen my apartment here. I have a lot of books and very stupid books as well. But I have the firm belief that there is no useless knowledge, and every book is a. So that's why anyway.
I agree to all of that.
Yeah, but I think that at some point the real freedom and the real maturity, and I hate this word because it means it's like a weapon lately. You are not mature, you're mature. Yeah. Come on, leave us alone. Like, why? What in the world this thing means? You're immature. Yeah, because I'm having fun, but that's a different topic.
But it's an interesting topic we should explore a bit later in another podcast, basically.
It's there this type of, stamps they put on you. This one is mature, this one is mature. Yes. Yeah, I'm not denying it, but I don't think that it's such a general definition that we can put in there. So anyway, for me, the meaning of life is especially not to think about this.
So the meaning,
and to see what's in front of you, really, like the next hour, and that's really very Zen, Buddhist, and yoga and meditation thing. But I don't succeed with this because I'm an overthinker and I'm planning and projecting and imagining, and I have a damn imagination. So for me, and then when I go into these imaginary situations and scenarios, and some of them are beautiful, some of them are horrible, some of them is like poof, and then being able to see the meaning of life in every hour that is in front of me, and it will be this hour, it will be a good bottle of wine. Next hour, it will be a meaningful conversation with my son. And then 3 hours will have absolutely no meaning whatsoever. And I will just sit here, potato coach potato, I don't know what
it's a couch potato, but
yeah.
Potato is also a very German concept, just to say. Don't kill me. Not here. I don't want to die with that. Not on the sofa.
And so that's for me the meaning of life. At least that's what I try to establish. And then when I was 75 and I will look back and I will say to myself, have you tried at least to allow yourself some meaningless moments and some meaningful ones? And you have appreciated them.
Yeah.
You had these 10 minutes of blissfulness. You were there with somebody or with nobody. You were just enjoying the first sip of champagne.
Yes.
And that's the meaning of life at this moment.
So, okay.
That's
Then again, I wholeheartedly agree and disagree to that. Just to add my perspective on the end. I do believe, and I'm just trying to develop more of my hedonistic side, and you're part of that. Cheers to that.
I finished my work.
No, it's okay. I do believe that there's these moments of blissfulness are very important because, and I don't want to make this a means to an end, but they also help you to find yourself, get this know thyself idea. But I do believe, and I strongly do believe, and I may be idealistic here, that you want to have a project, and then again, I get your point. The legacy is not necessarily having a family and kids. There's just the default legacy. If you have nothing better to think about, and this doesn't mean this is bad, but if you have nothing, I should reformulate it if you have nothing else to think about. But I do believe it's good to think about what can I achieve in this world? What's my mission here? And then to do that. And that is like of a marriage, of an super ego thing in your own ego, of an external and internal thing that you align. But then if you found that mission, go with it and achieve it. And look back 75 years old, sitting under this bright, starry sky with your non-alcoholic beer in your lounge chair and said, yes, I did that. And I'm proud of it. That's what I want to do.
Get a real beer, guys. Not a non-alcoholic.
Which brings me to the cheers.
Okay, next time we will talk about...
We don't know. What did we talk about?
We don't know. We had so many topics. But
we talk of one of them, about one of them.
You have forgotten, I have forgotten. Okay.
Why do we talk about does it still make sense post 50 to work on yourself, to try to get better, try to get...
That one is too obvious. It's a no-brainer. Obviously, yes. It's like, yeah, come on. But we had not the self-awareness, but another one. Okay, we will let you know, guys. Thank you so much. See you soon.
Like and subscribe. And if you have any comments, by the way, we would love to hear. We would really love to discuss. And one of us, we shall not tell you who, will answer your comments.
Ta-da.
Thanks so much. Ciao.
Bye.
Cheers.
Up.